Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are looking good, but the ramp to Kellogg West from I-135 North is closed for construction. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic. Weather.
Good morning. Mainly sunny and hot today. High 93. Southeast breeze 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear and comfortable tonight. Upper 60s should do it for the low. Mostly sunny and even hotter on Wednesday. High 96. We'll see a couple of storms late Wednesday night. Better chance of storms on Thursday night. Otherwise, partly cloudy and continued hot. Thursday's high 97. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Sports bring us together. They're the moments we cheer for, argue over, and remember for years. But more and more, the games fans love are getting locked behind paywalls. Another app, another fee, another way fans get left behind. Sports belong where everyone can follow them, on broadcast TV and radio stations. Make your voice heard. Text sports to 39179 today.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
I love the app.
The app is amazing. It's like having a mini radio station in my pocket.
Listen live on the Odyssey app. Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
After Monday's 4-1 loss to Belgium, Country Roads is now banned until WVU wins a football game. It was a really disappointing performance from Team USA on Monday Night Football. That's their home turf. They had such a good run in the World Cup, but from the jump against Belgium, they were outmatched. When the competition rose, unfortunately, Team USA didn't rise with it. It was a fun run in the Cup. It's unfortunately over. I'm Denton Day.
Jim Rome.
What is your beef?
My beef is with people who take up 2 parking spots because they're so paranoid they're going to get boxed in.
What's your beef?
I got a beef with the schmucks who have soul patches. Blame it.
Bro, you don't like it. Bro, you could have just left it. You didn't even have to mention your respect. What's your beef?
The moment you put your shirt on backwards, that awkward, uncomfortable moment of failure and terror.
What's your beef?
Man, I got some damn meth heads that stole my air conditioner, man. It's not cool, man. Summer, the humidity of the damn counter.
What's your beef?
My beef was with my garbage man, sitting in this truck, letting this robotic arm try to empty my can. Listen, bro, if I need some help, why don't you get that director of JP, former director, Trash Panda, to empty my can, ow.
Jim Rome, afternoons at 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH, Wichita's most listened to sports radio. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Let's go! Wichita's most listened to sports radio.
And now with sports, here's Frempel Tromwibbler.
From the world of sport, the Cointon Spinky Wampers flumped the Floing Boing Welfin Clompers 70 fluff to 40 flave. At the tone, the time will be 26 Railroad.
I'm not sure about any of that. Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Are you listening? Da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-doo.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome into Sports Daily. A disappointing Tuesday as Team USA goes down in the World Cup round of 16 again. I'm Jacob Albrecht alongside TJ Cleveland. We'll talk about that and many other things today. We are coming to you on KFH here over the air, 97.5, 1240 AM, 97.5 FM. We are coming to you on 12 News Connected and the Odyssey app, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, all the different ways we bring you the show. We appreciate you being here, whichever way it is that you're taking us in this morning. You can call the show at 869-1240. You can email the show at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can leave messages on Facebook, YouTube, or X that we can take over the air. You can leave voice messages through the Odyssey app. We appreciate it, all the different ways you're here with us. Max Power producing. I'm Jacob Albrecht alongside TJ Cleveland. We've got the World Cup to talk about today. We've got preseason All Big 12 awards on the eve, I suppose, of Big 12 Media Days, which TJ will be at in person this week. We have all of those things. The Royals offense explodes. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring America's Day American Pale Ale. For 250 years, Americans have brewed beer, and in 2026, WBC's America's Day Pale Ale carries the flag as we toast the red, white, and blue with a taste of freedom, reminding us that it's America's Day every day at WBC. Glad to be here with you, TJ. I'm ready for soccer in 2030.
It sucks. It sucks that there's not going to be any more soccer played for the next 4 years. What are we going to do?
Well, you've tried to make the commitment now that you're going to
now the sport's dumb. The sport's dumb, and I hate it. Just kidding.
It's just a reminder.
Just kidding, Rick. Calm down. Calm down, Rick. It's 7:04.
Meet us on the basketball court, Belgium. We'll see how tough you are.
That was my favorite joke last night. I sent that joke to about 30 people. We're a basketball school anyways. This is like KU football right now. Yeah, we're a basketball school.
Ah, my God. We just didn't play well at all.
Bad all the way around.
It gave the soccer snobs ammo, which bugs me more than anything to say, see, I told you what would happen when you play a good team.
Yep.
How does that even happen? I don't understand it enough to know how they can look so bad in a game. I mean, they were non-existent in the first half. Mistakes all over the place. I don't know that they had an accurate pass all night long. Like every time we kicked the ball, it was like 4 feet the wrong direction.
It just looked like, and again, Jacob and I, as I said yesterday, I thought about this while I was watching the game because it's so accurate, is that this is like when you're watching a team in offense in American football. And it's like, why can't we just run it up the gut? What's going on? How come we can't? It's like, because they have 9 guys in the box. That was happening yesterday, but I don't know how to explain how it was happening.
But it wasn't, we just weren't crisp at all. Like, it wasn't so much, I don't think that, Belgium was obviously really good. They're a top 10 team in the world for a reason. But everything we did was off.
Yeah. I think the way that I understand it of my watching experience, and again, somebody smarter than me is probably going to tell me otherwise, is that they came out flat, gave up a goal, then it was like, okay, we're going to have to play from behind, and then they got the free kick. It's like, okay, that was big. We could just hold it there. We can ride this out. And then immediately gave up the second goal. And then it was, as Jacob Albrecht puts it, butt puckering time. And Belgium was not butt puckering. They put like 5 guys back. That's the thing, is that you watch the second half, it's like, okay, it's another good look in the box. And there's nowhere to go because there's so many people in there.
Clearly played better in the second half outside of our goalie kicking the ground instead of the ball.
Did you see the memes about Younghoe Koo?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Which were accurate. I'm not sure what's going on.
I didn't realize that's what happened in the moment. I thought that he got tripped up by a foot. The ground.
Nope, just kick the ground.
The worst part about it, I saw a lot of people making this point last night, is that the worst part about that loss is that the 2 players Tim Ream and Matt Freese, who is the defender and the goalie, who did not play well yesterday, were the two guys on the team that play in the MLS. It's like, man, that sucks. The MLS got let them down.
It sucks that it's Belgium. It sucks that it comes after all the Balogun thing, but it feels just like all the World Cups to me.
Yep.
Like we get just excited enough, and then we play a good team like Belgium, and you watch it, and you're like, man, they're way better than we are. Like we're not that good. We're just not good enough to beat a team like that. God, just infuriating. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 869-1240. It's our this is a song I've never heard of, but it's just like Belgium to go in and kick our tails. You're right. Let's go to the phone lines. 869-1240. Monty on the line. This is our day of mourning here. Monty on the
right
radio.
Off the top ropes.
How are you?
Well, I'm going to come off the top ropes and have a take probably that is not going to be favorably accepted. I think one of the reasons that we played so poorly was because of the overturning of the red card. I think that even our soccer players disagreed with that. I mean, yes, the call was terrible, but a red card was given and it should not have been overturned. Every other country in the world was pissed off at us. And I think some of our own players were probably, that's not right. Anyway, yes, it was a terrible performance by USA, but kudos to Belgium. They gave it to us again, and like TJ said, 4 years we'll watch again.
That's right. Countdown to 2030 begins. Monty, appreciate the call.
There's something to be said about you're fired up with all the juice of, you know what?
Yeah, Balogun was in good spots. I don't see here's what it looked like to me. And I don't know that had anything to do with anything. I think, again, nobody had a problem with them overturning it. It's this thing where like politics gets in the way. When politics get involved, then all of a sudden everybody's opinion changes, even though the outcome stayed that it was overturned. So I don't know about that. They overturned Ronaldo's red card literally in this tournament. He had a 3-game suspension.
Yeah, they just took one of the games away, which
so he could play in the World Cup. They basically changed their rules so that they could get Ronaldo in. Like, this wasn't as crazy as people made it out to be, in my opinion. If that carried over into the Americans playing soft, then they're soft, because
there's probably something to be said along that on the other side of the coin of saying that, you know, maybe Belgium's like, we're coming out with our hair on fire. Screw those guys.
That could be true. Now I'll say this too. Robert Griffin III, former quarterback, made this point before the game, and I thought it was a good one. And it was that, listen, like, it was a bad call. They got the call right. Belgium, like, why are you crying about this? Like, you should be ready. Like, if we're talking about the integrity of the game, be mad that they made such a horrible call and go out and beat us with our best players. Don't be trying to appeal to get rid of our best players. So yeah, that's not integrity of the game. It was the wrong call. So we'll explore that. We'll get to some other comments. Your calls are welcome here. 869-1240. We appreciate Monty right out of the gates there. 4 years, Monty. Let's do it again. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. React with us this morning, America, for the Americans. KFH 869-1240. The comments coming. Facebook, YouTube, X. As Team USA falls very, very, very flat again in a World Cup. I don't know. I don't know what else to like. This is what makes it hard. Like this team did feel better than the others because of the way they saw them play. We saw them play. I'll tell you though, TJ, every time when I was watching the game, I kept thinking of the Turkey game. And in the Turkey game, I thought we didn't look good at all. So we looked good in the first game. We looked good, pretty good in the second game. I thought we looked bad in the Turkey game. We looked good against Bosnia-Herzegovina, and we looked bad today. Rick says they have talent, but not the mentality for these games. I don't know why that's possible, to be perfectly honest with you. How can the same talent look so wildly different from game to game? Is that coaching? I don't know. If that, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's not coaching when we look to pass it. Like you watch the really good teams play, and they don't ever miss on their passes. You watch the Americans when they play well, but this is what they did against Turkey. Like you're just trying to send one across the field and move the ball, and you're like 5 feet to the right, and Belgium just steps right in and takes it. It wasn't even like it was a great defensive play. It was just a really bad pass. So I don't know I don't know why that is. I don't know how that transfers game to game. I have no idea, but I know it's disappointing again. And I think the question becomes, with how much fun this has all been, with all the hype, all the excitement, all of this, is this a disappointing World Cup for Team USA?
So that's a fun conversation. Our pal, let me bring this to you. This is what our pal Daniel Sperry, we had on the show, said about that conversation. Because last night there was a pundit, talking head, I don't know who he is, sorry, got on TV and saying that this was massive for the United States. Like this advanced the game so far, blah, 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 blah. This United States men's national team raised the bar, is what it says. Daniel Sperry says, no, they didn't. ... They lost in the round where we always lose. We just played one extra game. The United States lost tonight as a failure with arguably its most talented generation of players ever in their prime in a home World Cup. This was when it had to happen. It's infuriating. And it's absolutely true. I think that there's something to be said. It's probably the most successful one that they've had in, 100 years, basically, still, because that's how bad.
The last time they played Belgium in the round of 16, they took them to extra time.
I know. It's true. There's something to be said about it. This is the most excited it's ever made Americans.
That I will agree with.
Which is important because, that's, it's the joke, but it's true about, I saw people that were watching the game last night. It's like, how are these guys rolling out these freak athletes and like, how are we getting out athleted in the United States? I was like, because our athletes are playing wide receiver at Alabama right now. That's why. It's just never going to be that level whenever there's the pool is picked from. That's not what they have to do.
Well, it can be. It's gotten. I would imagine that it's gotten better and more talented over the years, and will continue to do so. There's no doubt that the popularity of soccer in America is growing still. It's never going to be the sport that people are the most interested in here holistically. But that doesn't mean, like, there are franchises in the MLS that do really well. Obviously, we have good players that are it's not, but we can't on the international stage. Like, we just can't do it. I don't know why it is. Now, Belgium's good, right? But Turkey wasn't that good, and we look like crap against Turkey. So that's the part that I struggle with the most. Like, there have been years in the World Cup where you see Team USA fall in the round of 16, and you're like, okay, they didn't have the firepower. Like, they were clearly outmanned there. I don't know that this team felt that way. Like, they were clearly outmanned or didn't have the firepower. Like, that didn't really feel that way at times when we watched them. So what does it mean? Well, for most of us, it really does mean in 2030, we'll get fired up again. I love the question of, was this a successful World Cup? I think it's been a successful World Cup. I don't think it's a successful World Cup for Team USA. Our expectation can't be just to reach the round of 16. Can it? They won a knockout stage game because they added an extra round of the knockouts, and they got Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Yep.
Not because they had a more successful tournament. I mean, I suppose they had a more successful group stage to win it, and they locked that up right away, but they also played in a weak group. So I don't know what we're supposed to take away from it other than it's a major bummer that they and maybe it would have felt different if they played better. I think it probably would have. I mean, the outcome certainly is the only thing that matters. But man, they just played like crap. And that's what to me is so disappointing. Like if you played great and Belgium was just better, Belgium was supposed to be better. Belgium has a better world ranking. Right? Like that wouldn't have been that bad, but it's because of they just played awful that you're like, what was that? Like we all got so hyped up for this, only to watch them play like that.
I think that you said it best in the first couple minutes of the show is that the worst part about it is that we have all these people that are finally getting into it, and this is awesome. And all these soccer snobs are saying, like, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, United States. And the United States people are penning it's like, you wait. And then that happens. It's a real who would be a good example? This happens in college football all the time, I feel like. Where it's the punchy Big 12 team or something like that, or whatever it may be, ACC team, and
and then they get into the playoff.
That's the whole.
It is. It does,
feel and it sucks. That sucked. It always hurts so bad. K-State Alabama is a really good example, honestly, where K-State that Sugar Bowl year they won the Big 12. It's like yeah, you should have put us in the playoff instead of TCU. Look at what we did, and then they lose by 50 to Bryce Young. It's like, oh, sorry,
but that's the beauty of sports, like at a different level. Like that's why people are invested. That's why I've always said college football, like you can't take away the tournament at the end. Like you can't take away entrance. If the World Cup was just the best of Europe, it would be really boring. If it was just the best of South America, that's not what's fun.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about this is that people aren't going to understand this part of it because it's what the taste in their mouth tells them to think. It's the same thing as we'll just use K-State Alabama again, is that what's a better example? I can give you one. Whatever. K-State Alabama is that, fans watch that and they're like, K-State, Alabama should have been in the that's the better examples. Alabama should have been in the playoff, not playing K-State. Like blah, 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 blah. And it's like, if you roll the ball out 100 times in that game, K-State's going to win 15 of them probably. They'd get a fair share of winning those games. They played bad, and Alabama played amazing. I think if you roll the ball out 10 times against Belgium, the United States could win 3 or 4 of them, right?
Sure. Yes, correct. And that sucks. That might.
And nobody wants to hear that, but it's the fact of the matter is that they played bad. It's not that they were majorly outmanned. I mean, look at this is a stupid way of thinking about it, but look at the betting lines. It was a pick 'em.
But they always play bad in these big spots.
Yep.
That's the part where you're just like, why though? Like, but why? Like, why would that happen? And why would it happen on our home field? I mean, you could not cherry pick a better soccer environment than Seattle to play a home game as Team USA. I mean, that is Soccer Central USA in Seattle. And we just, like, the fans were trying, man. They were great last night. And it was just not going to happen. Like, you could tell, I could have told you America was going to lose that game 5 minutes into that game. I'm serious. Like, I walked downstairs. I was 47 seconds late into the game by the time I got home from work and got it turned on. And Belgium was throwing it in down by our goal. And it was by about 4 minutes where, again, to amateurize here, I just am flashing back to Turkey. And I'm like, we're not winning this. Like, we can't even get the ball past midfield right now. Like, we can't even pass across the field. We're getting crushed. And then you had the free kick. And you're like, wow, he did it again. He did it again. Here we go. We're lucky that this game is tied, quite frankly. Now we're going to have an opportunity. And then you give up the lead immediately. It's like, okay, 1 goal. We'll regroup at halftime. Everything will be fine in the second half. And it kind of was, right? They were playing much, 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 much better in the second half. And then you have the goalie thing. How does that even happen? Like, what are we doing here? you're going to come out that far. Like, just kick the ball. Oh, God. And then they did waste a lot of good scoring chances in the second half, but at least they had scoring chances. The first half, I don't even know what that was. It was awful. And I don't think that Balogun's reinstatement on the American side, like that became a non-story immediately. It should have been less of a story to begin with because he's not our best player, right? I know he's been our best goal scorer in this tournament, but we didn't even know who he was before the tournament. Yeah. And it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't
I don't
like
know
we
if
were
you've
getting
seen
messy.
the social media discourse following the loss has been insane. People are taking it to Christian Pulisic.
He played bad, man.
But he played bad in the first half. And he did. And people are talking about like, man, does this guy really kind of stink? And all these kind of, and you know, it's a lot of a civil war between Americans right now. Saying, well, you don't even watch soccer, so why don't you shut your mouth?
The first game, he looked incredible. He just never looked good after he got hurt.
I think that it's true. There's a lot of talk about it. From what I understand, is that Pulisic is absolutely probably one of the most talented Americans of all time. But when you watch him play, and again, I don't know, I've never watched an AC Milan game or watched him play overseas, but Pulisic is not built to be the best player on the team. Is what I'm understanding. Is that he is built to be? He's really, really good whenever he's got the cast around him. It's kind of like Russell Westbrook once Kevin Durant left, like Russell Westbrook was, that's not a good example. He won the MVP, but it's a point guard that doesn't have anybody to pass to, basically. And he needs some high level guys around him as well. And I think that maybe why Balogun looks so good is behind the scenes work is what I was saying earlier last week or earlier this week, is that Balogun is just a product of being in the right spot with his teammates and things like that. So I can't tell you what the issue is. I do think that he's still probably one of the most talented Americans all time. I think that what the conversation going forward now is can you convince Flo Balogun to play for the United States again? Because he doesn't have to. He could go play for England if he plays well, or whoever. He's got a dual citizenship, I believe. I know he's a birth citizen of the United States, so he's got eligibility to play elsewhere, at least if not citizenship. Can you convince Pochettino to come back for another World Cup? That's what people are talking about now.
I would imagine you can. Yes.
There's a lot of people that are saying there's a lot of people that are saying that you probably could have until last night. And then it's like, well, I'm wasting my time if these guys don't want to step up and play in big games.
I don't think he's that. I mean, you better not be thinking that as the coach, because you can look right in the mirror at why your guys weren't in the right position. Rick says Balogun was known to soccer fans before the tournament. I would imagine all the Americans are known to soccer fans before the tournament. My point is he's not some. I've looked at the lists. The Americans didn't have any top 50 players in this tournament, according to most people. Balogun, was he lighting it up and kids buying his jersey from his days here at Monaco? In the what league is that? League One? I don't even know what that is. I don't know. He's a good player. I'm not trying to discount who he is or what he's done. He's been fantastic. What I'm saying is it's not like Messi's not out there, right? Like, he's a good player, but I think the circumstances made that a bigger deal than it probably was if you looked at it from a neutral perspective. Like, what if that was a player for Egypt? Then the exact same thing happened. Is anybody freaking out about that? Probably not. They freaked out because it was an American. They freaked out doubly because the president was Donald Trump who did it, and people have their position on him one way or the other, whether they were extra fired up because of that or now angry because of that. But that shouldn't have had any impact on how the Americans played, other than their best player was on the field. That should be it. Like, you can't, if you're the Americans and you're a midfielder and you don't play well because you're sad Balogun got reinstated for some reason, that's a part of the problem. Like, you got to be able to just go out and play. And they didn't play well. I think, and I'll say it again, and I think there are a lot of people out there that feel this way. If they played well and lost, it would be very different this morning. But it doesn't take an expert soccer person to watch that game and be like, man, they played like crap. That's what makes it sting and suck even more. That wasn't even close to the best we've seen them play in this tournament. In fact, it was probably the worst we've seen them play in this tournament. And it came in the big spot. To the point Daniel Sperry, I think, was trying to make, that's what makes this so wildly disappointing, is they get to this spot. They're in a better position, I think, than they've ever been before. And they fall as flat as they've ever fallen.
I think
and you're just like, what was that?
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, it's rare when they win their group. And again, I understand it's a bigger field, and so it's easier to win a group than it used to be. They're a little diluted from what they used to be, but they won a group and they go into that first game and they win a knockout stage, which also is a knockout stage that never existed before. But still, like,
but convincingly,
it's the most
10 versus 11.
It's the most momentum they've ever had going into a round of 16 is the way to put it. And to just fall on your face, it just stinks. It just stinks, and it makes you feel like that last night is the first. And again, for a lot of people, like Jacob and I included, this is the most that we've ever been invested into a World Cup, obviously. And to see that happen is like the gut punch of what people have felt forever. Is just, man, are they ever going to be able to win a World Cup? Is it ever going to happen in our lives?
I wonder, are they ever going to win a World Cup? I doubt it. Are they ever going to make it far?
You don't think the United States can ever win a World Cup?
No, they can.
Are they going
to? Are they going to in our lifetimes?
I got a few extra.
We haven't even been close yet. Like, we got to get at least close for me.
Will they ever make the championship in our lifetime?
That's
will
what
they
I
ever
mean.
make the semifinals in our lifetime?
Will they ever advance past the round of 16 in our lifetime?
That's a good question.
I don't know. And I was trying to. I was thinking about this, talking about why I was like, I don't know if I'm always this into Team USA at the World Cup. I know that I've never been invested this way in the World Cup holistically.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I was like, was I this fired up in 2014? Maybe I probably was. But I'll tell you right now, I don't even remember 2018. I don't think we made it in 2022. Right? Like, I don't even remember those tournaments.
That's what, like, the losses in the past. This is the first one, and I want to talk about this in the next segment because this is an interesting topic. Next is that when you lost in the World Cup in the past, you weren't the group winner, so you were always the underdog, and so you went in and you're like, okay, let's shock the world. It's like, well, we didn't. That's it. And you're not. Last night's the first time where it's like you were the 1 seed that lost to the 8 in the round of 32. Is the best. You're KU that lost to Arkansas, and Eric Musselman's got his shirt off.
Yeah, I feel like you're. I'm gonna hold my analogy. I'm gonna hold my analogy on that.
That's not a good. I guess Belgium's better than an 8 seed.
I think I have a good one.
This is K-State falling to FAU in the Elite 8. Sure, let's put it that way.
Maybe
that's still not very good.
I've got an NFL reference I think will work.
That's probably better.
All right, we're going to come back. We'll have more on this. Your calls and commentary, welcome on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story, clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Let's do this thing. Go!
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Right, welcome back in, everybody. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care. Glad to be with you here on Sports Daily. We are digesting what we saw last night, which has a sour taste in all of our mouths. Team USA just wildly disappointing in the round of 16 loss to Belgium. So I think one way to maybe think about this for us Americans, us soccer Neanderthals like me, it would be like Buffalo in this recent generation, but coming out and just like Buffalo's lost some disappointing games, but imagine if it was Buffalo as the 1 seed, they're playing their, let's call it, first game of the playoffs at home and Josh Allen throws 4 interceptions. They give up 4 deep balls, and they lose by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's what last night felt like to me.
That's pretty good. Is the Buffalo Bills the best comparison for Team USA soccer? Because that feels like it is.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. The Vikings probably would like to have a word on that, but they've had a championship. It's just been a really long time.
Yeah.
Buffalo, to me, feels like the most appropriate American sports analogy because they've had teams good enough. They've been close, and they haven't been able to get over the hump. But they haven't all like this generation of Buffalo. It's not like they come into these games and play poorly and lose. But it would be like if this generation, maybe not this one, but let's say, the 3 years ago, Buffalo Bills are the 1 seed at home, fall flat in the first round because they just played like crap.
Yep.
That's what I think. And then you take what a Buffalo Bills fan feels, and that's what American soccer fans
That's
feel.
better. There's never going to be a perfect college basketball or college football.
No,
maybe,
because
college
basketball is hard in those sports.
I agree. All right, that leads it. That's a good segue to this. I was texting one of my friends that's a big footy that watches more than every 4 years. Watches probably every weekend. Where does this fall? And again, I understand most Americans here are going to tell you you have more of allegiance to the Dallas Cowboys than you do for Team USA. But last night's loss, where does that stack up in terms of feelings after a loss? Because again, as I'm saying, is that this is not that was fun. That sucks that we lost. I mean, because you didn't expect to win, but last night was like, we can go down there, we can win this game, and we can and then to see it happen the way that it did and just take the gut punch of that. Is that the Chiefs losing in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia? Is that the Royals getting eliminated by the Yankees? Is that KU basketball losing to St. John's? Where is it Wichita State losing in the AAC championship game? Is it Wichita State losing in the NIT?
It's above a lot of that stuff. It's just every 4 years. I don't know where I'll remember it. I don't know if it will sear into my brain 2010 Game 6 for the Texas Rangers. It's not going to hit me like that probably.
Yeah.
Forever. I think the difference in this and all of those is I'm as mad about this as most things that make me mad in sports, but I'll also forget about this in 3 weeks when we turn the calendar to training camp and fantasy football and all those things. This will leave my brain much faster than those things leave my brain. But the morning after, I'm as fired up about that as just about anything.
I feel like and the Chiefs aren't a good comparison because they only ever lose in the Super Bowl, the AFC Championship, or don't make the playoffs apparently. But who would even be? It has to be like a KU example or something like that. Like a KU in March Madness example is probably the best local analogy that we could make for this to relate back to people. Because it's not losing in the Super Bowl. Because if Team USA lost in the World Cup final, you'd probably sear that in your brain for a while. That would hurt really bad. I think the fact that it's round of 16 and we've seen the loss before, it's not going to get to that point. But again, the reason why it hurts so bad whenever you're a pro sports team, whenever the Royals lost in 2014 in the world, that's the one to me that absolutely is seared forever, is Game 7, when they lost in Game 7 in 2014.
Yeah, that was brutal.
When Gordon got stopped at third, and then that whole Madison. I
wanted him to send him because I was there. I was there. That was a game I
think they should have sent him.
I wanted him to send him too. I'm not sure he'd have been safe, but in retrospect, they couldn't score, so it was like, just send him.
I agree. They should have sent him. That would have hurt way worse probably. But anyways, I still have the San Francisco Giants blocked on social media after that game. I still have never unblocked them 12 years later. Anyways, that hurt so bad because it had been 30 years since they had won a World Series. It's the first time that they'd even been in the playoffs forever. And they get to the World Series and they are pulling off the impossible, and then they lose. And then as however old I was, 14 years old or whatever, sitting there is like, they're never going to get back there. They're never going to get back there again. That is the worst feeling of my entire lifetime. I watched my team get this far and they lost. This is not to that extent, but in the same breath, is that Team USA having all that momentum, being in their home country, getting everybody excited about it, having the best home crowds that they're ever going to have, probably in our lifetimes, potentially. At least we'll see it maybe once more in our lifetimes if it's another 30 years. All of those things going into it, and it's the best team that they've had, and all these things, and then you lose in the round that you always lose in. It sucks because you can't say, we'll get him again next year. All right, well, we'll wait 4 more years, and then we'll get back on the horse, I guess. That's what makes it sting a little extra. And again, we don't even know the entire starting 11's name. But the fact that you have to sit there and wait another 4 years after the momentum was built to say, we'll try again then, that's what sucks so bad.
Most of us knew one of the Americans' name going into the tournament. Now, we've learned them since, right? We've learned a lot about these players, and that's part of the fun. Like, we've learned them. They've become household names. It's like the Olympics in that way. You don't know the athletes until you get to the Olympics, and then you learn them, and then you love them. And we're doing that with this team, which is why it's so disappointing that they fell so flat. And all of them collectively. I don't know that anybody played good in that game, quite frankly. I think Berhalter came in and gave him a spark. Like, you'd like to see him maybe get in there a little earlier. Can you imagine the pressure? We've got the like some youth soccer, USA championships in Wichita this week. TJ, can you imagine what it's going to be like when we finally do get that great American soccer player? Like because it was Pulisic forever, Captain America, right? And he went overseas, and I don't think we lost sight of him because he went overseas and played. I think it's because he wasn't like a star over there. Can you imagine the first guy that does that and is a star internationally, and the amount of pressure? Like, who is that generational talent? That, I think, surprises me as much as anything about USA soccer. Like, how have we not had just like that one guy?
Harry Kane. How come we can't get a Harry Kane? Right?
Right. Like, where is that one guy? Like, how is that? And it's got to be a striker, obviously. It's got to be somebody that scores a ton of goals and does all those things. We may have had great.
You're not going to get.
I don't know.
You're not going to get Messi or Ronaldo, but Harry Kane's not that. Like, I feel like that's
why can't
doable,
you get
right?
Messi or Ronaldo?
Well, I don't think we need to be. We don't be greedy. We don't need to ask for the greatest players of all time.
Mbappe, Holland, like. Where is that guy? And that's the one where it's like, how have we not done that yet? With so many people in this country, with the greatest access to resources of any country, I would imagine, when it comes to any sport, like, how have we not produced just that one?
That's forever been, the Alexei Lawless. There's a video that goes viral every time that they play and things of the hype videos of, whatever it was.
Alexei Lawless wasn't even that good.
I'm saying, like, Alexei Lawless, the video of him in the booth saying that, like, you tattooed millionaires is what he called them. And that video is always hilarious to me. It's like, you're a bunch of tattooed millionaires in the most spoiled generation of United States soccer players ever. You have way more than anybody before you has ever had. Like, why can't you get out there and show some grit, basically?
We didn't have a lot of guys in tats, did we?
Not this year, actually. But historically, there's a lot of tattooed millionaires.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, Lawless is an interesting analyst. He gets people interested. I think he does his job in that.
He does really good on TV.
Yeah. Well,
say what you want about him.
Soccer people
player.
don't like him.
I know. But say what you want about his soccer brain, but he's really good at the TV thing.
He's thought provoking.
Yeah.
I remember. See, and this is what Alexei Lawless is a good example of. Every time I say, I remember Alexei Lawless. He was a big deal when I was a kid. He wasn't even that good, and he was a big deal when I was a kid. But only because of the international competitions, right? Like, you'd get your Sports Illustrated, and they would all of a sudden talk about, the World Cup, and there's Alexei Lawless with his hair and everything, and you're like, okay, here we go. And you don't realize it at the time as a kid, but, like, he wasn't even that good. He was just he was the American poster child. I think in 4 years we're going to do this all over again as far as excitement. Now, where are they playing that one? In
Spain,
Morocco,
Morocco,
Spain, and Portugal.
Yeah.
We're going to have a time zone challenge on that. We're going to have all those things and issues.
This will be like 6 hours, 7 hours.
What do we have? So our best,
7?
Do we have, maybe Rick knows the answer to this. Do we have any, 14 to 16-year-old dynamos? Maybe we should be looking for that at this tournament that's coming through Wichita this weekend. That would be 18 to 20 years old.
Should we get the next World binoculars? Cup? Start scouting.
What's the Spanish player name? Who's our
Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal. Who's that guy? It's going to like explode into this name. Is that guy out there? In the meantime, we do get the Women's World Cup. Is that next year?
Next year.
And I assume we're still the favorite there.
Should be.
I would bet you. Oh, in Brazil? Come on now. I would bet you that this one, and it's always it's been a big deal for a while. The fact that it comes quickly, like is happening right away. We're not the number 1 ranked team. In fact, Spain is, and we've lost, I guess, 2 out of our last 5 friendlies. So it's not some foregone conclusion for the American women, but man, that's coming quick. And it's going to be, we're going to be fine with time zones. I kind of wonder, like, is that the most, like, is there any momentum that carries from this into that, where we can walk into a tournament and we're like, all right, this one, we are one of the favorites to win. Like, I think now let's watch, world. Now let's see what happens.
Your momentum thing is so interesting because that loss last night, we were sitting here on the radio talking about it. Is that, and I think that we represent the soccer casual demographic well. There's so many people, like the soccer team in Atlanta was posting, like, are you new to soccer? Here's a free ticket on us. Come watch us play. And for a week, 2 weeks there, it's like, this is awesome. Like, absolutely.
You were ready to commit to a Premier League team.
Last night they lose, and so many people have to just be like, this sport sucks. It's so stupid. Play the real football. I'm never watching this crap again.
The natural reaction, just we're so angry about it. Like, yeah.
Like, think of the lost revenue Sporting Kansas City just took.
Right. That's why you're not going to see me until 2030. Because we put in all that energy to watch them play like that. All right, other headlines we missed coming up. We'll talk Royals. We'll talk these preseason Big 12 teams, which are as well. I don't know what to think about preseason Big 12 teams now. Like, I don't know what to think about any of these because there's so many new players. Like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that guy? We'll do it all though when we return on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now with sports, here's Frempel Tromwibbler.
From the world of sport, the Cointon Spinky Wampers flumped the Floing Boing Welfing Clompers 70 fluff to 40 flave. At the tone, the time will be 26 Railroad.
I'm not sure about any of that.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Are you listening? Da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-doo.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Daily. We're sulking about Team USA last night and their flat performance in another round of 16 loss, again to Belgium. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here, Max Power producing. We're glad to have you on KFH. You can chime in 869-1240. You can chime in via the video streams on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. You can chime in via the Odyssey app. By leaving us a voice message, or you can send us an email at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. Thanks also for watching us on 12 News Connected. We are turning the page a little bit. We'll get into some more of the soccer, I'm sure, as we go through here, but we also are going to get into preseason Big 12 teams. The Royals exploded offensively last night. What does it mean? We get a couple of injury updates yesterday on the Royals as it pertains to some mainstays. So we'll have those thoughts as well here on the show, but it's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, who's always providing fun and interesting stuff for us. How about let's tell you about the Key Lime Pie Ale by Tallgrass. Rich, creamy, tart, and slightly sweet with a graham cracker finish. Key Lime Pie Ale is the closest you'll come to drinking your dessert. Key Lime Pie Ale a summertime favorite, now available at WBC Pizza and Beer, made here. All right, before we do anything else, TJ, there are some headlines I missed.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
Okay, headlines Jacob probably didn't see. Let's keep the soccer going. Some major headlines to go through from last night. We talked about a couple of these already. Flo Balogun, I believe. Let me double check this before I say this. I'm gonna fact check his stat line last night. How did it go?
Not good.
It sounded like it was not very good. I'm going to tell you, though, before I just rattle off a tweet here. I should have done this beforehand. I apologize.
Good luck looking up a box score in soccer, by the way.
It confuses me. Yeah, Flo Balogun, 0 goals, 0 assists, 1 shot on goal, 3 shots. 21
what
touches.
did we have? Like 1 shot in the first 75 minutes of the game, and it was on a free kick?
He had 3 shots, but I mean, that's the thing is that we just didn't ever get it in the box. So it's not on Flo. It's not Flo Balogun's fault, unless you want to say there was a bad juju hex or something like that. Let's keep the soccer going, though. Last night, after Portugal lost, Ronaldo, did you see his post-game comments, Jacob?
No.
Do you speak Portuguese?
I do not.
Okay, I don't either. I'll translate into English. He said after the game, this is from D Sports, which is an official account in Spain, I think, because this is translated from Spanish. He said, quote, "Before Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal had not won any title. With Cristiano Ronaldo, they won 3. The 2016 title is worth a World Cup to me," which is a Euro title. Said that, walked off. Those were his last comments because he said he retired.
Okay.
So
this is Cristiano Ronaldo saying this?
Yes.
Give it to me one more time.
Before Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal had not won any title. With Cristiano Ronaldo, they won 3. The 2016 Euro title is worth a World Cup to me.
All right. Imagine being from the other country and losing disappointingly in the World Cup like we did and not having football or something else coming up next. That would be worse. Like, imagine being a Portuguese football fan. You're a favorite. You lose. And now what do you have to look forward to? What else is there in Portugal? I don't know.
Yep. Ronaldo has been such a polarizing part of this World Cup because there has been a lot of talk.
Like a crybaby to me.
It just
I don't know anything about anything. Kind of looks like one. Kind of gives me the body language of one. Kind of acts like one after the game. I don't know.
Scores a lot of goals. He scores a lot of goals, but now he is.
Man, but I came into this. My kids have just picked a side on Messi versus Ronaldo for fun.
Did they pick Messi?
Messi than it is Ronaldo.
Did they pick Messi?
A great cup, but man,
did the kids pick Messi?
All but one. My contrarian daughter picked Ronaldo because everybody picks Messi, and it's got a soft spot in my heart because I do that too. Yeah, but I'm like, nah, man, I can't.
Messi's the easy one to root for.
Than that
definitely.
Guy. Yeah,
but nowadays, Messi's definitely a lot easier to root for because Messi just seems like a good guy, based on my understanding. Anyways, yeah,
Ronaldo and I don't seem like we have just a whole lot in common.
He's just been so polarizing. Is the point I want to make here? Is that this World Cup has turned for a lot of people. From what we understand is that Portugal fans kind of look at it and like, yeah, this is really cool. And he's really, really good. This is his last World Cup, but we might be better when he's not on the field, you know? And then to say that as you walk out the door, it's a headline. That's definitely what it is. He said he's going to retire. Somebody brought up the point and says, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to retire and not play in the World Cup that's hosted in Portugal. I'm sure. So.
Yeah, is he going? I mean, somebody asked me. I'm like, he's going to be like 44.
He is going to be old.
Can he just stand on the sideline?
He might just be the Neymar that sits on the sides and as a sub and gets one penalty kick for fun. Anyways, that's what he said last night. Keeping the soccer going, Belgium, the Belgian Red Devils, which they go by the Red Devils, as I brought up yesterday from the RBFA. They posted a picture of. I don't know his actual name, but everybody calls him Leonard Fournette. The guy that looks like Leonard Fournette that scored that last goal. They posted a picture of him with his hand to his ear after they scored last night, and he said, the caption says, "Overturn this." It's like, man,
all right.
They have to do it. They have to do it. You can't even be mad about that. Yeah, I agree.
We get it. You gotta, yes, take that victory lap. You should. Belgium has owned us. Like, they own us. Belgium owns us. Leonard Fournette, did you see this? Tweeted, played in my first World Cup, enjoying this atmosphere last night.
I saw he was on like SportsCenter last week talking about it. Leonard Fournette was.
So when he came on the field, we're the whole family's watching him. My wife's like, he's huge. How is he going to run with these guys? And I was like, at this point, I don't think he needs to. I don't think it matters. They're just going to try to get one down to him and let him do it, because he's kind of old too now, right? Like, he's led them apparently. He's led them in scoring like in the history of their country. So he's got to be kind of old. But he does not look like a soccer player. He honestly, that guy looks like what we all feel like American soccer players should look like, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody always talks about whenever they're like, well, you're lucky LeBron James didn't pick soccer, and everybody says LeBron James' archetype would be terrible for soccer. He'd be too big.
Yeah, you're lucky. Odell Beckham Jr. didn't pick soccer.
There's some guys that you could, like Devonta Smith seems like he'd be an amazing soccer player.
You're lucky. Let's see. Who else do we have?
Somebody said Kadarius Toney.
Christian McCaffrey. You're lucky that guy didn't pick soccer.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill would be really good.
Yeah.
But then I say that, and then you look at Holland. Holland would be an insane wide receiver.
That's true. Yeah, he'd be more of like an AJ Brown running out there. Yeah. But yeah, Fournette, it's the correct comp, and Belgium has to lean into this. I mean, they have to. After all this, they were such sissies and crybabies before the game. Now they have to just own it. And that's why you can't be a crybaby before the game. Like, it would have been so much better for them to be like, doesn't matter. Like, you can play whoever you want. Then beat us like that. And then it would have been so much better. They shouldn't have whined before the game. I thought that was soft, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
They kicked our tail.
Keep the soccer going. This is a good one. Mamdani, the New York mayor, last night at 5:30 p.m. So it was before the game, but the joke still stands. They brought they're opening 24/7 soccer fields in New York City, like downtown New York City. I don't know where this is, or if it's in Central Park or where it is. I have no idea. But there's like just a ginormous field that has like 4 soccer fields on it that are open 24/7, and you can basically rent them out to be pickup games all night long, which is pretty cool, especially in New York. Somebody shared it. Austinox on social media shared it and said, "I'm crying, man. Zoran saw Team USA's performance and mandated nonstop training camps till 2030."
Aren't there a bunch of there's like communist jokes about New York right now anyway. Like that's pretty funny. Like, you must play soccer. Oh man.
Here's a good one on the same.
It feels like 4 fields isn't enough for New York City.
Oh, I'm sure there's more than 4. I have no idea.
They stay packed in Wichita.
It's true. This is a good one. This is another joke about World Cup from Dandelion Georgism is the name. I don't know who this is. It's just not even a headline. It's just a funny joke. You know the Nate Bargatze? Nobody knows. That SNL skit. It's one of the best ones ever.
It is a top all time.
He said this one is supposed to be in that tone. It says, every 4 years when the World Cup comes around, we will say that we would dominate if we had a stronger youth program. So we'll develop a stronger youth program, sir? No, we will not.
Nope, we will not. And it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole with soccer people of why, you want to real quickly, check out of a conversation, talk to a crazy soccer parent about the youth soccer program, and be like, you know what? I'm going to back away from this one.
Yep.
I am in that world, and I'm going to tell you, it's intense for a lot.
One more on the way out the door. This is a good one. Johnson County Post over the weekend put out a headline. Says Johnson County couple married in private ceremony in New York City.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. All right, we'll come back. We got more Sports Daily. How about those preseason Big 12 teams? Have next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. It will be a week for golf, some early morning golf. The courses open early. They stay open late for these hot summer days. 36 holes to choose from, so you'll have plenty of opportunities out at Crestview to get out there. Oh, by the way, best pool in town. I contended and talk about it a lot. Best pool in town. Give Crestview a call. Take a tour of those facilities. Check them out and tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily. We come back in, TJ. You're getting ready for a trip to DFW to get ready for the Big 12 Player of the Year. Can you wait? Are you so excited for some of these all Big 12 team?
Who's the Big 12 Player of the Year?
The Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year is L.J. Martin from BYU. Probably won't surprise people. Defensive Player of the Year,
L.J. Martin from BYU?
A.J. Holmes Jr. Who I don't know.
I'll tell you this.
Mestemaker for Oklahoma State's the newcomer of the year.
I know that name.
I know that name. Yep. Yeah.
Let's play this game. This is a fun game. While we're talking Big 12 here. I brought this up to people. Let me name you the players coming to Big 12 Media Days and see how many of them that you can name. I'll just rattle these off and just keep track on your fingers. Here we go.
Okay.
Keep track at home, fans. Let's see what you know.
These are for KU and K-State?
This is for the entire Big 12. We're going to go rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Kamari Anderson, Kyson Brandt, Zyrus Fiso, CJ Fight, Jalen Klim, Lyric Rawls, Montana Warren, Michael Allen, Kyler Jordan, Matthew Klopfenstein, DJ Lagway, Kylan Reed, Jamal Weiss Jr., Bear Mockmeyer, Isaiah Glasker, Evan Johnson, LJ Martin, Bruce Mitchell, Keanu Tenuvasa, Alonzo Barnett III, Jaden Bellamy, Lewis Carter, Preston Cushman, Zach Atkins, Ben Finnethseth, Julian Lewis, Nathan Mitchell, Dennis Scudero, Cree Thomas, Mackenzie Agnello, Jordan Allen, Khalil Lafalu, Laufau, I don't know how to say that one, sorry. Amari Thomas, Kentrell Webb, Connor Wigman, Caleb Hawkins, Jaleel Johnson, Drew Mestemaker, Ethan Weslowski, Terrence Carter Jr., Coy Eakin, AJ Holmes Jr., Bryce Pollock, Ben Roberts, Sheridan Wilson. Halfway done. Tristan Bounds, Tay Brown, Javion Cole, Noah Fafita, Chris Hunter III, Trey Smith, Trey Spivey, JC French IV, Antoine Peak Jr., Evan Tingesdal, Taryn Tayo, David Coffey, Aiden Flora, Kyle Conrarty, that's a kicker, Jalen Rayner, Isaac Terrell, Calvin Clements, Leroy Harris III, Blake Harold, Trey Lathan, Cam Pickett.
I think I got to 13.
We're not done. That was KU. I was seeing how many of the KU guys you knew. Wesley Fair, Joe Jackson, Avery Johnson, Rex Van Wy, Jaden Craig, Marcus Deal, Ansel Din Mbiu. I'm sorry, that one's not right. Jamel Johnson, Paul Oyawale, Ben Taylor Whitfield, Devin Dampier, Jonathan Hall, Lance Holtzclaw, Wayshawn Parker, Jaden Ray, Nick Cray, Jameer Latimer II.
I think I got 16. There's probably a few more in there that I'd overlooked.
The point that I'm making is that last year at Big 12 Media Days, it was pretty loaded. And there was a lot of good quarterbacks, especially, throughout. And it's not like there's not this year, but there is a lot of newcomers this year, which we will know these guys in 3 months. Absolutely. Right now, looking at this, though, you're like, I've got a lot of people that I don't know on this list. We know the K-Staters and most of the KUers, but a lot of the KU guys are new guys as well that are coming to this. This is the first year without Jalen Daniels. This is the first year without, somebody from the core of the Les Miles recruiting classes. There's going to be a lot of players in the Big 12 that we're going to have to learn their names. Is my point.
It's cross college football, right? Like we'd have this exercise with any team. So I think that it gets very tough here. TJ, what are you most looking forward to?
I think that the biggest storyline for me as we go into Big 12 Media Days is KU football this year. Right? K-State is going to have obviously the big headlines of the Colin Klein first year, and Avery Johnson decides to come back, and there was a disappointing year last year. What does it look like post Chris Kleiman? Those are the ones that I think are the obvious ones. I think that KU football, though, has a lot of question marks. And it's not that K-State doesn't have question marks, but KU's question marks are bigger than K-State's question marks. And that's even wild to say because K-State's got a new head coach. But KU, without Jalen Daniels, nobody knows what that looks like. Nobody knows what that looks like under Lance Leipold without Jalen Daniels. We saw it while he was hurt with, Jason Bean. We don't know who the quarterback is going into week 1 of the season. And the biggest storyline for us, obviously, in the state of Kansas, is that we don't know who the Jayhawks quarterback is going to be on week 1. They're not bringing a quarterback to Big 12 Media Days, I think, for the reason because they don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be. That story, to me, is going to get the most run locally for sure. And, of course, everybody's going to talk about Brendan Sorsby. Jacob, you're muted.
Would Brendan Sorsby have been the player of the year preseason, do you think?
Probably. Because that's what my brain went to whenever you said the Big 12 preseason offensive player of the year. I'm like,
LJ Martin's good. I mean, he ran for more than 1,000 yards last year. He was a good player for a good team. So it makes sense that he's the offensive player of the year. Texas Tech's going to dominate this thing. We knew that, right?
Right.
It's weird not to see Avery Johnson on there, though. I mean, it is. Going into his
senior year
of college, this
I think that shows you, and that's a storyline to follow as well here is that, Avery Johnson every single year coming into this thing has been, this is a name to follow. And then, there's been mistakes and letdowns throughout the season and stuff like that. I think that is not disrespectful to Avery Johnson so much, but I think it's just to say that, we've said that you've been one of the top quarterbacks in the conference. This is your senior year, and you've got Colin Klein. You got to go show us that you are. We've talked about the NFL conversation with Avery Johnson. The runway. It's time to take off if we're going to do it right. I think that, and again, this is no disrespect to Avery. He just hasn't shown it through the first 3 years because of there's reasons, and I think that he'd tell you that he played down from what he expected of himself as well. And
the NFL part will take care of itself. I don't even think that. The pressure's there. Now he has an extra year, by the way. I'm not over if I'm him, if you just play well, if you just play well in college, that part will take care of itself because the skill set hasn't necessarily changed from what the NFL has always liked about Avery Johnson. Huge arm, can run like the wind, right? None of that's ever changed. He just has not been able to make that highly productive as a passer in college.
So there's
been an injury involved in that for sure.
True. That's something that I talked to somebody about the other day, literally, is that Avery Johnson, that's what the problem was last year, is that they tried to turn him into something that he's not. And that's kind of what it's been the entire time that he's been there, because there's been the things about, is he scared to run? Are they scared to let him run? I think was the better question to ask. And I think it wasn't so much that they were scared to do it. It was just that we want to build him into a pocket passer. And I think that there was the glimpses last year where we saw that he's like, I'm just going to run. And good things happened when he did. They played really well those games. So I think that Colin Klein being the head coach, outside of the coolness factor of that, I mean, at the simplest level, Colin Klein was a quarterback that ran around all the time. I think that will be, we've seen it in the NFL, the game turning to that a little bit of that. There's room for quarterbacks. That used to never be the room for quarterbacks to be a running quarterback. You had to be able to throw if you're going to play in the NFL. And not to say that Avery can't throw, but there's room to make it as in Lamar Jackson in the league, right?
For sure. I still think there is. I think
it's not Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's not the anomaly anymore. There's guys that are getting drafted to be that.
Absolutely. We have to remember that Avery Johnson stayed at K-State. And we have to remember he chose to stay at K-State. And we have to think about all the things that go into a decision like that going into this season for Avery Johnson. There's not a person in the world, I don't think, who genuinely and truly would have been upset if Avery Johnson was like, I got to go somewhere else because everybody knows what's on the line for him, right? He hasn't been able to be productive enough at K-State for a lot of reasons to go and be an NFL quarterback. So, like, if you're anybody, you're like, you got to go make sure you're going to be an NFL quarterback. But he chose to come back. So I would love to think it's just out of like, hey, I just love K-State. I think it has a lot to do with Colin Klein is my point.
I think that it's and we'll never know the answer to this. And Avery probably doesn't even need to think about the answer to this either, is that if Chris Kleiman was still the head coach this year, and he loves Chris Kleiman, don't make me twist it into this, but if things were going to stay the same, would Avery have stayed? I think that the fact that there was a change gives Avery Johnson the chance to change alongside it. I think that if it was still Chris Kleiman, he'd have loved playing for Chris Kleiman, but I think that there was a part of it where it was like, man, I love this guy, but there's something that has to work better. And it's not his fault. It's not anybody's fault, but we've tried this for 3 years and it hasn't worked. And that's what the issue was. Not to blame anybody, but it just hasn't worked for whatever reason. So I think that that's why you look at making a change. Change came to him. He stayed.
And there has to have been a conversation with Colin Klein on a plan to utilize him more as a passer, or to better utilize him as a passer, because he's been a weapon at K-State. Now, last year was interesting. Last year, it seemed like there wasn't that next step forward. And really, it's been post-injury that it's felt like, okay, there's something. But as a passer, it hasn't taken off like we all thought it would, could, and should, including probably Avery Johnson. And so Colin Klein has to have come in and communicated somehow, like, no, like, we're going to, like, you're going to be a good passer here now, because that's what's going to get Avery Johnson into the NFL.
But
it's not going to be, I mean, his running ability is icing on the cake, but there is no cake if you can't throw the ball.
No, I think that it needs to be the other way around. I think
I don't.
The running needs to be the cake and the throwing needs to be the icing.
Not if you're going to be an NFL quarterback.
I know, but you can't think about that, because I think that's what the problem was last year. I think that they thought about that too much.
Avery Johnson can think about that. That's what I'm saying. Avery Johnson has to think about that, which means Colin Klein must have had a conversation with him.
But you can't be scared to be a running quarterback. And I don't think that he was scared of it. I think that they were just putting too much emphasis on saying, you're going to be a throwing quarterback.
I can think of one NFL quarterback that is truly run first, and that is the guy that's backing up Patrick Mahomes right now in Kansas City, Justin Fields. I cannot think of another quarterback who's ever truly been a run-first quarterback in the NFL.
I know. I'm not saying that, but I don't know how to think about this. They have to do what's best to win the games.
Well, sure they do. And Avery Johnson will run when the moment's right, if he's healthy.
Avery Johnson running helps K-State more than Avery Johnson passing.
Well, no, see, I will actually disagree with that. Avery Johnson must be a better passer if K-State's going to be great.
But I think that the issue that was brought up last year is that there was no complement. And that's why it was struggling in the passing game, is that there wasn't. That's what makes Avery Johnson so good. As I think that, Fitz has talked about this before, is that what makes Avery Johnson so good and so hard for defenses is that he has the ability to just go. And last year he wasn't just going. And
not at the beginning of the year.
Exactly. That's where I'm saying that's where it gets into trouble. And so I think that you go into these and just say, we were sitting here having conversations on the radio last year that he needs to run the ball, whatever the number wants to be, 12 times a game, at least. Like designed runs, make him run it 12 times. He can scramble for more after that. But you have to run him at least this amount of times, because you have to make the defenses think that he can do it. Because last year, there was games that he would take off 3 times total. There was negative rushing yard games for Avery Johnson because of the sacks, obviously. But there's negative rushing yard games for Avery Johnson, which should never happen if you have a quarterback that is the fastest player on your team.
That happened only one time. And let me ask you this. Because he played, I'm going to make sure he played in every game. Yeah, 12 games. How many times per game what do you think his per game rushing attempt average was last year?
9.
It was 9. So my point is, I don't think 3 more carries per game for Avery Johnson.
But that's 9 non-design. I'm saying 12 designed runs.
That's it. There are college running backs that don't have 12 designed runs a game.
If you're K-State, you have to figure out a way to at least once a drive. I'll say that.
I agree with what you're saying. But what's worse for K-State, is if Avery Johnson goes down. Like,
it's true.
I'm not sure quarterbacks need to be, not quarterbacks with his throwing ability need to be designed running it 12 times a game. They've got good running backs too. Avery Johnson's going to be dangerous if he's at his best. And listen, I'm with you. And we can go back and check the tape. And I was screaming from the rooftops to design some runs for him. So I'm not saying that it's not the correct thing. I'm saying for him though, and for them ultimately, what makes them a contender in the Big 12 or doesn't make them a contender in the Big 12 is that he becomes a much better passer because their offense needs to stop being one-dimensional. His completion percentage of sub 60% in college is not going to be good enough. 18 touchdown passes over 12 games is not going to be good enough. It's just not. So that's where I think, like, if we're talking about how do you raise that floor of Avery Johnson, is to make him the kind of dangerous passer, again, that we know he can be. He was a better passer in 2024, probably, than he was in 2025. At least the volume was higher. Maybe it was pretty similar. The running, to me, takes his ceiling through the roof, right? And his scrambling ability is even more dangerous than his designed run ability, but that's only a big thing if he's throwing the ball. And he's got, throwing the ball down the field, not just screen passes and everything else.
And that's what the issue has been, is that they've turned into a screen pass offense because there's no deep threat. You know why? Because defenses know that he's not going to take off and run.
And that's where I think Colin Klein steps into the equation and says, here's what my top priority for you is. We are going to expand the passing game, and we are going to take shots, and we're going to have middle and deep passing routes. It's not all going to be short. It's not all going to be like, it's like the only thing that was designed in their offense was a screen pass or a go route.
It's true.
And that's
Chris Kleiman loved throwing the ball behind the sticks. It is more effective to have Avery Johnson run the football than to throw a screen pass.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to do both.
Take that part out of the game. If you're Colin Klein, and I think you have to go all in on this. It's kind of what we're both saying here, is that if you're Colin Klein, you walk in and you say, Avery, listen, I know that it's been 20 years since I did it, or 15 years since I did it. We're going to do it the same way that I did it, though. We're going to come in here. The only passes that you're going to throw are going to be 15 plus yards down the field. Everything else, you're going to just run around and make things happen because you're the fastest player on the field in every game that you play in.
It's
they have to just play for the chaos. They were too scared last year.
Yeah. And I don't know whether that was because they were afraid to open it up or because they weren't capable.
At the simplest level, think back to Avery's freshman year and his high school years. Why was he so good? Because he would just do stuff.
He has a cannon.
He does.
He was one of the best throwers of the football in the country coming into college. That's where Colin Klein must prioritize this offense. I agree. Avery is the key to everything for K-State this season. Obviously, that's not rocket science. It's a most obvious football thing we could say. All right, we'll come back. What did we learn from the Royals yesterday?
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Thanks to Prep Fried Coffee for keeping us fueled up each and every morning here on KFH. We are rocking and rolling through this. The disappointment of Team USA continues to linger over us all. If you're just tuning in and want to chime in on that, you can. We'll get back to that maybe before the end of the show here. Real quick, TJ. Royals yesterday explode offensively, which isn't that exciting, in a one-game scenario, but they do score 15 runs, and they run out one of the best pitchers in baseball, the Cy Young candidate, if not favorite in the National League, Christopher Sanchez. So that was cool. But the news of the day for the Royals comes with, Bubic getting extended out on the DL and Vinny Pasquantino, Kyle Isbell. We knew about Bubic. Kyle Isbell had a hiccup in his recovery or whatever. So his return could be delayed, but Vinny Pasquantino's is on schedule. Those are both guys who could be trade candidates. This injury bug to potential trade candidates is getting quite annoying, if I'm being honest. Like Kyle Isbell, trade candidate. Vinny Pasquantino might be a trade candidate. Should he be a trade candidate? Either way, it's good that he's coming back quickly. Is it time there, do you think? It may be, Waka's probably the biggest decision to make. Vinny Pasquantino might be the most emotional decision to make one way or the other. He has been playing well lately. Are the Royals better with Vinny Pasquantino? How much trade value does he have? He's a fan favorite, obviously. He's one of everybody's favorite players because he's a lot of fun and he's great. But is he highly productive? Is he overproductive that he's untradeable? I don't think that he is.
But in the same breath of the Vinny conversation is how much can you get for Vinny when he's having a down year?
I don't know. Is he having a down year anymore? That's a good question. He has been, at the end of the day, productive throughout his career. I think if you just go look at his numbers, his OPS is almost always a little better than league average. Now, he got off to such an awful start this year that you're a little like, okay. But he has played like his OPS for the month of June, and he played half the games in June, was 791. The problem is his OPS in May was 613, and in April was 466. So it got better as time went on, and it was much better right before he got hurt. Like he's lifted all his numbers up. So if you're a team looking for, a left-handed bat, a first baseman, whatever, and he continues what he did up into the trade deadline for a couple more weeks, I think you're probably pretty interested in Vinny Pasquantino. Now, I don't think the Royals should trade him just to trade him. It would have to be because somebody overpays for him. And the reason that you would ever even consider it is because you have Jack Caglione there that can play first base. I don't know on Vinny. I really don't. He's got a favorable contract because they have chosen not to give him the big contract, correctly so, by the way. They have not given him the big deal that they have given some others. He is controllable next year. You remember they gave him the 2-year contract at a reasonable salary, and then he's not a free agent until 2029. I don't know what I'm kind of 50-50 on the thoughts of trading Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, there's other things that need to be. I think that you need to focus on the trading of the starting pitchers first if you're going to trade, because I think of the conversation that we have every single time we talk about the trade deadline is what can you expect next year before you sell everything? Don't blow up a window while you're still in a window. What does Vinny Pasquantino do for you next year is maybe a better question.
Well, what does the productive Vinny Pasquantino do for you?
Exactly.
He's been an outstanding run producer, if nothing else, in his time. Now, he's so streaky, of course, but you're talking about a guy that just last year had 113 RBI. Vinny Pasquantino last year hit 30 home runs and 113 RBI. Still didn't get his contract.
Nope.
Which was an emotional thing. I mean, he got a 2-year, but he didn't get the mega deal. But he had a great year last year. But we all remember, of course, how streaky last year was. And because it's happening again this year. But if you're telling me I can get, the total body of work of Vinny Pasquantino, I'm going to take 30 home runs and 115 RBIs out of my first baseman. He's a productive player. He's just streaky, and that streakiness can kill you. So that's the hard part. Does Vinny
it's such
a good version of Vinny Pasquantino? No question makes this team better.
Yeah, it's such a weird crux that they're in that I've said so many times. But with the season that they're having, they're going to be one of the worst teams in the baseball if it doesn't fix itself soon. At least they'll be a bottom 5 team. I think we're almost safe to say, unless a major win streak happens. How can you go from that to saying that, you know what, we're going to try it again and roll out the same team, but it's the right thing to do, right?
Because, well, and the other problem is we did this last year too. Remember, last year was disappointing. It was like,
but I think that you're not going to be better. It's such a weird, what is it? Parts are greater than the sum is where they are right now, because
Correct.
it is. The best possible thing that they can do is just play this team again, because guess what? If they traded, I guarantee if they trade Vinny Pasquantino, that dude is going to be a 5-time All-Star somewhere else just because of the Royals trade luck. One, but two, he's a good player.
Right. He's been a good player. And, he's always been able to produce runs. In 2024, TJ, in 130 games, he had 97 RBI. So it's the thing that they need so desperately. It's the thing that they need so desperately is guys that can produce runs in the middle of the lineup. And he is that. He just has got off to such an awful start this year, starting to turn it around. If he doesn't get hurt, that's the thing. He eventually gets to this place. Does he make them better next year? Probably, because Jack Caglione can adequately play in the outfield. So are you replacing him in the lineup easily? Probably not. Okay, that's fine. I don't agree with you, though, that running it back is just the way to go, because we've done this now for 2 years.
I don't know what you do, though.
Well, you make really solid trades. If it's not there, don't force it. But they can absolutely acquire players that help them next year at the trade deadline. Lucas Ursig fit that bill. Stephen Kolek fit that bill. They have acquired players that have been productive players for them right away. That's got to be a part of the equation. I'm not sure. Now, you should always start with the top end talent, right? But if you were to trade Vinny Pasquantino to a team and you find an everyday center fielder, for instance, and a bullpen arm that you can use next year, is that collection better for your team? Possibly, maybe. I mean, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. Are there any players for the Royals? And Bubic would have been the obvious answer here, but now he's got this injury. Are there any players the Royals absolutely must trade at the deadline?
Is there any players that they must trade?
Yeah, this player has to be traded.
I don't know. I'd say the one that fits the bill the best is John Schreiber needs to be traded. That's one, because his is on expiring, right?
Yes.
Is there any other relievers that you can trade that are on expiring?
I believe Estevez ends.
But he's hurt. You can't trade him.
I believe Lane Thomas ends.
Yeah, you can trade Lane Thomas.
Starling Marte, Alex Lang
is expiring.
Yeah, these are free agents
then
after this season.
Trade John Schreiber and Alex Lang, Lane Thomas if you find somebody.
Schreiber has control. I believe Schreiber is on an arbitration year after this. So Schreiber has control. Now they should trade Schreiber.
Yeah.
Schreiber and Lynch has control and might be the most valuable bullpen piece out there, which may force their hand on a trade with him. He's
keep him unless it gets basically ridiculous, and then you can't.
He might be the best reliever on the market.
That's true.
I'd say make some big market.
Make some calls, but don't feel like you have to trade him.
Noah Cameron is an interesting name. Lucas Ursig is still pre-arbitration. I would be inclined maybe to hang on to Ursig because you know what is there and he's got a lot of control left, but maybe not. Again, people know what he's capable of. And Carlos Estevez obviously has no trade value. So those are the free agents out there. So Thomas has got to go. Marte's got to go. Lang has got to go. You can make the case certainly for Schreiber. Let me just see how much control Schreiber has. Schreiber is, now I'm seeing that he is unrestricted next year. So Schreiber must go. Kyle Isbell has control. So listen, but not a must. Chris Bubich must go. I don't know if that's even possible when he's hurt. They're probably just kind of SOL on that. Where's another? I think that's our list though. Ursig still, man, Ursig is control until 2030. Are you trading that away? You know what I mean? Like, are you trading that control away? That's hard to do. One more. Let's look at Daniel Lynch. 1 second. Daniel Lynch, you have control of until 2029. So you'd have 2 more years of Lynch. Like, if you trade Lynch right now, it has to be massive on the return because you've got him for 2 years. Like the investment they have in Daniel Lynch. Now you can be cutthroat about it and just say he's a bullpen guy. You can always trade bullpen guys. And I subscribe to that to some degree, but you better replace those bullpen guys or you're not going to be any good. Bullpens are too valuable. And they've got an aging starting rotation. Like, what are the chances the starting rotation's better next year than it was this year? 10%, 15%.
It means if you're asking on paper or on a baseball field.
Either way.
On paper, the rotation was pretty good this year.
On paper, they've got the 3rd or 4th most quality starts in baseball. I mean, in reality,
it's true.
And they're not as good as they have been, as predicted here. They weren't going to be. The same thing's going to be true next year. They're not going to be. Your best 2 pitchers are a year older and are already old. They're not going to be better next year with the guys that they currently have. Does that mean you should trade and try to figure that out and reset the rotation? It is a fascinating, I don't think there's a more interesting team at the deadline as far as sellers because they have so many parts they could sell. Good parts. You've got Bobby Witt Jr. I don't know what to do. There's no easy answer. I don't think there are easy answers. The easy answer might be you trade the bullpen pieces at minimum for sure. And then you have really difficult decisions to make on Vinny Pasquantino and Michael Wacha.
I agree. I think don't blow it up, but if the trade's there, you take the trade. Is it true Royals fashion yesterday that I got on here and made the point that the Royals had the worst run differential in the entire league? So they won by 14 and
14.
Change that.
That'll throw that number off.
They're back. Get ready for 15 straight wins, baby.
Lordy.
I can't believe Matt Freese kicked the ground while trying to kick that ball away last night. It's nice.
Can you believe that Pochettino kicked those water bottles so effectively?
It was good. That was that a Bill Self kicked the video board after St. John's? Pochettino's was better.
Pochettino's was better because the water bottles in slow motion were dented.
Yeah.
So it really made it feel like he kicked it hard.
There was even water that came out, weren't there? Like that's hard to do on those little squeeze bottles.
Yeah. Team USA, thanks for ruining our day. How long is that going to sting? Like, do we care about this on Monday? Do we care about
a little bit? And it's more so a FOMO situation at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be FOMO for sure. Do you root for Belgium to win now? Does that make you feel better? Yeah, no. I don't ever subscribe to that. Oh, they beat us, so we should root for them to win. No, you should not. Belgium is our sworn soccer enemy, public enemy number 1.
That's right.
I'll root for anybody over Belgium right now. Even France. I'll root for France over Belgium. Check me if that happens.